We spoke about the group process and how the group develops the leader, supporters, enablers, and passive participants. In the previous episodes, we talked about the leader and how that person can impact the group. Now I want to focus on the enablers. An enabler is someone whose own actions allow that leader to continue self-destructive behavior patterns. They may do this by vocal support or by their silence. The enabler has to buy into the message that the leader projects. However, the enabler is somewhat different from a supporter or responder. While both groups need to buy into the leader's core beliefs, the supporter is responding to the rhetoric. The enabler, in this case, has other agendas that benefit them personally. By their actions or silence, they enable the leader to amplify the rhetoric. Take, for example, the role of religious leaders as enablers. History shows that more wars are fought over religious beliefs than any other cause. Whenever religion becomes political, the record indicates that religion usually becomes weaponized. Countries where religion is kept separate from politics are more peaceful. To obtain political power, religious leaders who support dishonesty and corruption to get what they want are disgracing the religion they stand for. Their silence tells their lies. They hide behind the wall of religion. Some politicians are enablers. Numerous dynamic undercurrents play out here. A politician enabler wants the leader to promote their agenda, whether it be power, prestige, or position for themselves. Still, they do not want to take responsibility for the outcomes if it fails. They want their plan to be forwarded without being accountable. When their plan gains traction, then they begin to move into the limelight. The way they manage themselves depends on what seduces the leader. If a leader is uninterested or uneducated about their job's subtle nuances, the enabler can be very opportunistic. The enabler will then pander to the leader to grow their needs. Their reaction will depend on what bonds with the leader. If a leader feels emboldened because someone adores them or is scared of them, then the enabler will ingratiate themselves by playing that role. They need to put themselves in a position where they can gain traction with that leader. When people ask, why are they so scared? They usually are not. They are manipulating the situation so that the leader can push forward their agendas. Whatever motivates the enabler, the leader is the tool to achieve the desired outcome. Agendas without accountability embolden the enabler. The leader is portrayed as the villain, but may be the victim of the enablers. one has to look at the number of enablers around a leader to realize the severity of the tribulations in that system. The enablers are different with a strong, knowledgeable, compassionate leader. Similarly, they buy into the leader's plan, but their quiet support grows that opportunity in most cases. Enablers whose agendas are not in synchronicity with the leader have to display themselves and take accountability for their position. If the leader is strong but destructive, then the enabler can make a healthy change for all the people they represent. In political chaos, look for the enablers. They are usually hiding in politics, business, professions, or religion, to name a few. They are the gasoline that feeds the flames of the chaos. Medical professionals who ignored the severity of the COVID crisis and supported the ignorant's irresponsible statements are also guilty. Sometimes enablers will take a trial run to see if they can seize the situation for themselves. They may make a bold assertion against the leader. However, if it does not gain traction, they will revert to their usual role. The supporters can also become villains. The question to ask is whether they are victims of the process as well. If a supporter breaks the law, of course, they are accountable for their actions. They are usually the ones with the leader who will pay the price for the disorder. The enabler is the one who will most likely escape without accountability. In our series on Something is Not Right with Spirituality, we touched on a psychological profile that identifies the person who will most likely follow a spiritual path. We also indicated that that profile also fits conspiracy theorists. An inflexible supporter also belongs there. They are more emotionally triggered, pay less attention to facts, and support the same beliefs as the leader. The more they fulfill this profile, the more manipulated they can become. The rhetoric triggers their core beliefs. Whatever information they hear that fits their viewpoints, they trust as their truth. They become the sacrificial lambs as all attention focuses on them for accountability. In a tragedy, the supporters and the leader pay the price. The enabler may get passing criticism for the role they have played. It is difficult to hold the enabler accountable as their part is more of a psychological triggering that feeds the tragedy's flames. As the series continues, we will pay attention to those who disagree with the agenda but allow the chaos to happen by their silence, inertia, and complaining. We will also outline what makes a person become a conspiracy theorist. Our purpose in these series is not only to educate you about conceptualizing issues differently, but to encourage you to be introspective. From introspection, you become more significant, and the world becomes better because of you.